All right, so we are on the 10.6 review worksheet, and we are looking at number 1, where we are looking for the measure of the arc GHJ. If we were told that this inscribed angle is 140, we just need to double it to get 280. In number 2, we're looking for angle 1. We have to be careful that this right here is not the center of the circle. And so therefore we're going to take and add together our two arcs and then divide by 2. And that is going to give us 112.5 degrees. Very similar with number 3. We're looking for angle 1. This is not the center. So therefore, I'm going to take and add together the 25 and this 75. Get 100 divided by 2, that gives me 50. But this angle right here is the 50. And so therefore, I'm going to have to take 180 minus 50 to get to the answer of 130. Okay, looking at number 4, we are told that we have an arc here of 120 and that we have an angle of 37 here. And we are looking for this arc. So this is when the vertex is on the outside of the circle. So we're going to say that our measure of the angle here is equal to 1/2 the difference of the arcs. So I'm going to set that equation up, and I'm going to get that the arc in here is 46 degrees. And sorry, just trying to move this up. There we go. If we look at number 5, we are given that this is 125. If this is 125, then this must be 235. And since I'm looking for the angle here that's on the outside of the circle, that's going to be 1/2 the difference of the two arcs, which is going to give me 55 degrees. All right, looking at number 6. Number 6, we're told that we have a arc here at 52, and then we can say this is what we're looking for right here. So I'm going to say the angle 45 is equal to 1/2 the difference of the arcs, and so this is my larger arc, so that's my x, and then minus 52. And when I solve that, I get x equals 142. So 142 degrees is the degree measure for that arc. For number 7, we are looking for the measure of the angle. So I called that x. So x is equal to 1/2 the larger arc minus the smaller arc. And so that's going to give me 26. For number 27, I'm looking for the angle measure. So calling that x is going to be equal to 1/2 the difference of the arcs, and I'm going to get 27 degrees. Looking for the measure of the arc GH, notice that the vertex is inside the circle but not the center. So if you need to review this, you're looking for the video for where it is inside the circle but not the center. So we're going to say that the angle, which is 103, is equal to 1/2. This is where we add the arcs together, so 32 plus the one we don't know. And then I just need to solve this equation to get x is equal to 174. So that's 174 degrees. Okay. Number 10. Number 10, we are given that this is 54 right here. And if this is 54, that must mean that this is 126. And then we can take that inscribed angle and know that our arc is double that, which is 252. All right, if we look at number 11 here, we are looking for x, which is part of the angle. So I'm going to say the angle is equal to 1/2 the difference of the arcs. It's a difference this time because we're looking at the vertex on the outside of the circle. And when I set that up, then I'm going to solve that and get x is equal to 5. All right, for number 12, if we're told that this is 260, then this must be 100 to make 360. If this is 100, then this angle here must be 50. And then these two angles must form 180 degrees. So I can take the 8x plus 10, which is here, plus the 50, and that has to equal 180. And when I solve that, I get x is equal to 15. All right, number 13. I am looking for the angle measure. So I'm going to say that x is equal to 1/2 125 minus 38. So it's the difference of those two arcs when we're looking for the angle on the outside of the circle. And that's going to give me 43.5, 43 and 5/10 degrees. Okay, let me move this up so that we can look at 14 and 15. Looking at number 14, we were told that this is 141. So therefore, this has to be 39. And therefore, when we multiply by 2, that gives us 78 for the measure of that arc. Number 15, we are looking for this larger arc. So we're going to have that the angle 47 is equal to 1/2 the difference of the two arcs. I know this is the larger arc, so x minus 59. And I solve that, I'm going to get x is equal to 153. Okay, looking at the next page. Oops. There we go. All right, so we have looking for the measure of angle 1. This is where the vertex is inside but not the center of the circle. And so therefore, we're going to say that angle 1 is equal to 1/2 the sum of the two arcs, so 31 plus 68. That's going to give us 49.5 degrees. If we look at number 17, I would know that if this is 101 degrees, then this has to be supplementary, so it has to be 79. And then if we are looking for the arc GET, what we would know, if this angle is 50, this has to be supplementary, so that's 130. And then if we take that inscribed angle and multiply by 2, that's going to give us 260 for the measure of that arc. Okay, coming up to number 18 here. If this here is 76, we multiply it by 2 to come out here and get 152. And then if we work our way inward to that central angle, would be the same then, so 152. Number 19, if this is 132 and this is 132, this must be 96 to make our 360. 96 is a central angle, so the arc has the same measurement. Number 20, we are looking for the angle outside of the circle, the vertex outside of the circle. So therefore, if this is 117, we have to take 360 minus 117. That gives us 243 here on the outside. So I'm going to say that x, the measure of the angle, is equal to 1/2 times 243 minus 117. That's the difference of those two arcs. And so we're going to get 63 degrees for that angle. This asks us to solve for x. What I have to note is that the vertex is inside the circle, but it's not the center of the circle. So I'm going to say that 87, my angle is equal to 1/2, and then the sum of the arcs. So this one is 20, this one I don't know, so this one is 154. And this one I don't know, that ends up being 154, so I call it x at the beginning, set up this equation, and solve that equation to get 154. All right, number 22. We are asked to find angle 1 and angle 2. So if we are given here that this is 109, then this must be 109. And if I take 360 and I subtract out my 109 and subtract out my 109, this will give me 142 here. Once I know that, I know that this angle 1 and this arc, this is a central angle to this arc, so they're going to be the same. And then I know to go from the 142 to the inscribed angle, I'm going to divide by 2, and that's going to give me 71. Okay, let me move this up so we can look at the last few problems. There we go. All right, so if we look here, if we look at the circle, we're told that this is 112. If we take that 112 and divide it by 2, that is going to give me that this is going to be 56. If I look at this, this is a diameter. So therefore, if this is 112, this must be 68 to make the 180. If this is 68, if I divide by 2, that'll give me 34. And then I can use triangle sum to figure out that this angle here is 90. And that will give us all of those missing parts. Okay. Sometimes it's better just to work with the circle and then go fill in what you have found. Okay. All right, so looking over here, I am told that let's see. I'm told that this arc here is, so if I wanted to, let me start with finding the measure of angle 2. And so when I do that, that would be 83 plus 39 and take half of it. So that's what I've done here. And that's going to give me the 61. When I do that, that 61 is here. And then I just need to take 180 minus 61 to get 119. And that would give me angle 3. And then if I'm looking for the measure of angle 1, I need the angle measure, and that's on the outside of the vertex. So I'm going to take the difference of the two arcs. My one arc here, I had to add 83 and 81 together to get 164, and then I'm going to subtract out 116, okay? I knew this was 116 because if this, well, I knew this was 116 because if I knew this was 39 and 41 and 83 and 81, it would have to be 116 so that I would have 360. And that would give me 24. Okay. With these last four problems, there might be different approaches to take. I'm showing you one approach. So if I look at 24, I would immediately know if this is 128, this has to be 52 because they're supplementary. And if this is 60, this has to be 120 because they're supplementary. And then if I extend this here, I could see that this angle here inscribed is 128, and then the arc, double it to get 256. And number 26, I'm going to start with here, if I have this arc at 96, and number 1 is a central angle, so it will also be 96. Then I'm going to look at number 2. That is going with that same arc of 96, but number 2 is an inscribed angle, so I have to take 96 and half it, and that gives me the 48. And then the last thing I'm looking for here, number 3, is a vertex that is on the outside of the circle. So I need to find the angle, I need to take 1/2 the sum, the difference of the two arcs. And so the arc here is 22, and the arc here is 96, and that is going to give me 37 degrees.